Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's back? Commander Claw.
Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Brews. I am your host, Commander Claw. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. This is the episode series where I bring 5 cards for a commander that you're possibly looking to build. And this commander is cold-hearted. The reason why I'm rocking the scarf today, because the commander that you've been looking for, and the reason I'm making this video, it is called Winter. Scarf, winter, cold, you get it. Winter Cursed Rider for a blue and a black, dimir colored commander, 3/2 body, legendary creature, human warlock. Let's get started talking about this bad boy that's from the Aetherdrift set. Anyway, he has the ability Ward, pay 2 life. So that means if an opponent tries to target your commander, they got to pay 2 life. Opponents don't want to do that. Trust me. Next up, he says artifacts you control have Ward, pay 2 life. So all those powerful artifacts that you want to put in play and plan on putting into play, an opponent has to pay 2 life just to target it in order to destroy it. That says, no, they won't do that. Most opponents don't want to do that unless it's worth it. So you need to imagine your Panharmonicons, Wormcoil Engines, and all those other artifacts that they got to pay 2 life just to get rid of, plus the mana for that spell. Gross. But its ultimate ability, it is called Exhaust. So you pay 2, blue and a black, tap him himself, exile X artifact cards from your graveyard, and it says each other non-artifact creature card gets -X until end of turn. Activate each exhaust ability only once. Yes, you can only do that one time, but you can actually do it another time in that same game. All you need to do is blink the commander. That's it. Or if the commander goes to the command zone, then comes back, you're able to do it again because it's a different instant. So, with that being said, just to summarize this commander, he is synergy with artifacts all day. Because guess what? You can literally board wipe and your opponents lose all their creatures while your artifact creatures stay on the battlefield. This commander is very budget friendly. It's less than $1 right now as of March 5th, 6th, around this time I'm recording. And he also protects your artifacts, all those powerful artifacts that I mentioned before. But nonetheless, I do think this commander is interesting, but it's better in the 99. And I also want you to know, come back and visit this video because I guarantee there's going to be people who say, this is a blue-black commander. How come you put in a multicolored? How come you have multicolored cards in the video? Well, you know what? You didn't watch the video. So I just want to thank you, viewers, who actually watched this video and are actually listening to this. Enough babbling. Let's move on to Winter Cursed Rider, better in the 99. So the first commander that I recommend you add Winter Cursed Rider to is Mishra, Eminent one. He is a face commander for the Precon, Mishra's Burnished Banner from the Brothers War, a very popular Precon. It is a Grixis commander for 2 in Grixis colors, 5/4 body, human artificer. Summarize it, it is a very powerful commander that makes copies of artifacts. And the reason why this commander is so popular because he has a bunch of 2-card combos. Literally, if you have an artifact, a powerful artifact, and you have a copy of that powerful artifact, it becomes an infinite combo with this guy. So just to read it off, at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of target non-creature artifact you control, except its name is Mishra's War Form, and it's a 4/4 construct artifact creature. In addition to its other type, it gains haste until end of turn. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So one of the cards that is super powerful with it is Gonti's Aetherheart. Bam, infinite turns, right? Another card that goes crazy with is the Spine of Ishsa, right? Another one is Executioner's Capsules. Even Mindslaver and Portal to Phyrexia just get abused with this card because you are literally making a copy of these 7 CMC artifacts, 6 CMC artifacts, and they have haste. So they get to activate right away. Not that artifacts can't do that anyway. But anyway, this is a super powerful commander. Don't need to go on too much to it. Otherwise, Winter provides a ward ability for all those powerful artifacts. The biggest weakness for Mishra is protection. You probably, if you built this deck, you're probably so gung-ho on adding the additional combats, those powerful artifacts that you want to put into play in order to cast him. It's just that's his weakness, is protection. So Winter Curse Rider is another protection piece that you can add for Mishra. Check him out. So another powerful commander. It is in Grixis color. I've been a victim of this commander one time and I did not like it. It is Davros, Dalek Creator. For 1 in the Grixis, 3/4 body, legendary artifact creature, alien scientist. So that means when you have him paired with Winter, he automatically gets Ward, pay 2 life. Not bad. The bad boy got Menace. He also says at the beginning of your end step, create a 3/3 black Dalek artifact creature token with Menace if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn. Then each opponent who lost 3 or more life this turn faces a villainous choice. You draw a card or that player discards a card. So essentially what happens is your opponent's trying to do at least 3 damage to you. If you suffer 3 damage, he's going to create an artifact creature token, right? Then he has the option of giving you the villainous choice. You decide if you want to let him or her draw a card or you discard a card. No matter what, it's not a fun choice. Where it gets really abusive is the commander player for Davros ultimately makes you discard your entire hand, or you allow them to draw 7 cards. That's where it gets out of control, and it's not fun to be a victim of, but it's fun to watch. And Winter Curse Rider is a great 99 creature with Davros just to give him protection and those artifact Dalek creatures that he creates protection. And don't forget, there are 3/3 bodies that will continuously swing at you on additional turns. Next up is my favorite card. So, Winter Curse Rider, if you plan on building this deck, you will need to tutor artifacts. And this card is an artifact tutor. Repurposing Bay for 2 and a blue artifact that says tap 2 and tap it. Sacrifice another artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact mana value. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. So essentially this is Birthing Pod. If you do not know what Birthing Pod is, that is a very expensive green card that pulls creatures from the library and puts them onto the battlefield. And it's like a $15, $20 card, I believe. Repurposing a Bay is the artifact version, blue, and it's budget friendly. It's like between $2 or $3 as we're speaking right now. But if you're looking to add this to your deck for winter, great card because there's going to be powerful artifacts that you need to tutor and to put them onto play immediately. You just need to have the consequential mana to look for that artifact. No matter what, it scales up. So if you start off with a treasure token, you can look for an artifact that has 1. Sacrifice a artifact with 1 mana value, you can look for an artifact with mana value 2. So on and so forth. Great tutor, budget friendly, pick it up. So I think Hunt the Network is very similar to Insanguinate, which it can be used as a win con. However, Hunt the Network is different. For 3 blue and a black, it's a sorcery that says choose target opponent. That means 1 opponent. Create 2 1/1 colorless stop their artifact creature tokens with flying. Then the chosen player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of artifacts you control. So we're trying to drain life, gain life, and we want to be artifact heavy. So the more artifacts you have, the more target opponent loses life and the more life you gain. Pretty good card. It's even better if you can copy it. But it's not bad for 5 CMC total. So you have Winter Curse Rider as your commander, or even the other commanders that are recommended as your commander. You must add this land. This land takes advantage of artifacts because Archway of Innovation is a land that says it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island. You're probably controlling an island. You tap it for blue, but it says tap a blue and tap it. The next spell you cast this turn has Improvise. Your artifacts can help cast the spell. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities pay for 1 colorless. So those Thopters that are possibly hanging around, flying, hanging around Thopters, you can tap those for mana. Just 1 colorless. This is great for X spells. This is great for spells that have 3 generic mana, 5 generic mana, 6 generic mana, and you just need to be able to reduce the cost of that spell. So artifacts are great with this. Cursed, Winter Curse Rider, you're going to be artifact heavy anyway, so add this land. So just to remind players, we're kind of near the end of the video, that Winter gives your artifact creatures and artifacts ward, pay 2 life. Noxious Gearhulk is something that your opponents will want to get off the board, but it's already done its damage when it enters the battlefield. Let me read it. Noxious Gearhulk for 4, 2 and a black, 5/4 body, artifact creature, construct. Doesn't that improvise ability sound better now? Anyway, 5/4 body, it has menace. That means it needs at least 2 blockers to block it. It says when it enters the battlefield, you may destroy another target creature. If a creature is destroyed this way, you gain life equal to its toughness. So think about all those opponents that have creatures that are 8/8s. You get to destroy it when this enters the battlefield and you gain 8 life. Then you have a 5/4 body with menace. That's a lot. And that's actually really good value for a 6 CMC creature. Nonetheless, ward pay 2 life if Winter's on the battlefield. Great answer. And don't forget Winter's exhaustibility. So once you exile all your opponent's creatures or give them -X, you will still have Noxious Gearhulk on the battlefield ready to do damage. That's a win-win. Moving on to the next card. So I believe this card, this commander, this legendary creature does not get enough appreciation in most circles. Anrakur the Traveler for 4 and a black, 4/4 body, legendary artifact creature Necron from the Warhammer set is a must add because it has the Lord of the Feridian Legions ability. And that says whenever Anrakur the Traveler attacks, you may cast an artifact spell from your hand or graveyard by paying life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. So essentially, when you go to attack, you get to reanimate any artifact that's in your graveyard. Most players use this as their commander, and they have a bunch of self-mill effects to put powerful artifacts in their graveyard. Nonetheless, you will be doing the same thing with Winter Cursed Rider because you need artifacts in your graveyard to make its exhaustibility worth it, valuable. So you can board wipe creatures that are 5/5s, right? But however, don't forget, Anrakur is an artifact creature, so he got ward, pay 2 life, and he will stay on the battlefield after you use Winter's exhaustibility. That's how good Winter really is. If you're looking for a theme with a bunch of artifact heavy control a little bit and want to play some of your favorite artifacts, Winter's a really good commander because it has blue in it and you can tutor those artifacts. And guess what? Opponents will plan on putting your artifacts in the graveyard, and Anrakur is a great way to reanimate those artifacts just by paying life instead of paying the mana cost. But don't forget, Anrakur can put artifacts from your hand onto the battlefield too. So you have options, my friend. But you only have one option when you visit this channel, and that is to subscribe because you like that video so much. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Moving on to the summary. So thank you for watching this video. And not Anrakur. Winter the Curse Rider is an awesome commander. I believe it's better in the 99 because, it provides protection for your favorite artifacts, most powerful artifacts, even the small artifacts that have value. That's valuable. So don't underestimate throwing this Winter Curse Rider on a speed demon looking vehicle as a creature in your 99. Play him accordingly. I would play him before I would play my powerful artifacts that I want to get onto the battlefield for his strategy. What he really becomes very powerful is just his exhaustibility, becoming a board wipe on a stick. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Have that as a option while you have board wipes in your hand. Keep your opponents guessing. Not a bad commander. Let me know if you like him or not. And otherwise, in the bottom, put some other card suggestions for this commander so the community can know.